Gemini, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. It's interesting. You're hoping to let go of the steering wheel for a little while. Yeah. It's almost like you have trust in, be it God or the universe or whatever your belief system is. You feel like I don't need to be the leader and I don't need to look for the leader right now. Right now, it's just time to let go for a moment and see where the chips fall. So you're hoping to temporarily relinquish control. The fear that you have is that although you are hopeful for your resources, the fear that you have is that you don't have it within you to pull together all the necessary things to create the outcome that it is you desire, which is probably why you're stepping back, it might be that you were trying too hard for a specific outcome and you fear that that just isn't doing you well, so you're just kind of letting go for a minute and seeing what's going on. Or it could be that the magician in the inverse can kind of be a bit of a trickster. You could be fearing that somebody else has been meddling in your resources, and that's why you're not getting what you want. Either way, you're recognizing that there is a reason you're not getting what you want, and you're hoping to let go of the situation to figure out what that reason is. So your hopes and your fears are kind of working together, which makes me think that this is a healthy fear. One of those things where it's like, people get all caught up on the negativity of fear, but we forget that sometimes fear has its purpose. If you're walking down the street, and I don't live far from a foresty area, and I remember it was a couple months ago. I was taking a walk in the evening. There's this really large coyote. And when I turned and I thought it was a dog, and then I recognized, no, that's not a dog, that's a wild animal, I just slowly turned the corner and went back the way I came. That was a fearful reaction. It was probably a good one, because if I went over there to pet it, he probably would have bite my hand. That's kind of where I'm going with here, is that this is a healthy fear because you're recognizing something's wrong, but you're not quite sure what it is. So you're taking that step back and relinquishing control in order to figure out what your next move should be. So for the reality, we're looking at, how do we put this? You had a goal in mind and you're recognizing that you might miss that mark, but you don't want to defend your actions in why you're going to miss that mark, because again, you're questioning, well, was that the right goal to have in the first place? You're in a very introspective place right now, Gemini. You're really taking in all the information from your environment in order to see. It kind of feels like you're re-examining a particular outcome or a particular goal, but it didn't happen in a disruptive manner. It happened in an internal manner. You were just like, hey, you know what? Something's off. I'm going to chillax a little bit. I'm going to take a step back, and whatever's off will become obvious if I don't focus on that forward movement for a little while, because there will be a snag and then I'll know, which is awesome. I got a lot of good readings this week. Yeah, it's almost like, again, you want to put that faith in a higher power that, not that you're asking for anything. Like I said before, you're not asking. You're not like, hey, God, I need this. You're going, hey, you know what? I trust that you have this. You're putting your resources in the hands of the universe and saying, you know what? If I let go of control, I'll get a better viewpoint of what it is I need to do. So I'll be more prepared when an action needs to be taken. And that's exactly what you're doing. You are planning action, but not taking it yet. The twos are about knowing. You are taking the time to step back and view your world so you know what to do when it's time to usher in the threes, which is about creation and take action. This is a pause and a well thought out one at that. Oh, and the next one that we get is that it's funny. I was just saying, you're in the planning stages before you take action. And here's the card of taking action and looking for a return on investment. I think you're headed in the right path, Gemini. I don't think you clearly need to pay attention to your environment, but you already knew that. If anything, I'm just validating your feelings that taking this pause and relinquishing control temporarily is probably the best way to figure out your next step. Gemini, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I will see you next week.